on a roll. I I wrote an email to my daughter to let her know I made the last video, and I just keep thinking about like my backpack. And even if no one ever watches these videos, I I this is my therapy. So I was thinking about how I'm perceived or could be perceived, possibly, like am I considered like scum of the earth, that I haven't been able to maintain employment. I've struggled with addiction and different things, and I'm not the yay, awesome, you are the model of achievement. You know, I've always been the, well, that's not true. There's been achievement in my life. I've been looked up to. I did um, do some things. I'm not a complete utter waste, and that's like, I think that's kind of what I want to do here is balance out a little bit of what I talked about in my last video, and not to just champion myself, because that just feels weird, and I don't like talking about myself. Well, I guess I don't like talking about myself in a positive light. I think I've learned how to talk about my struggle because uh, you know, I've dealt with addiction, and I'm familiar with rooms and meetings, and my turn. I'm holding the feather, and yeah, that's what I'm doing here, because I can, and what are the repercussions? I I'm unemployed. Will this make me more unemployable? Like, is this gonna be like, oh, we have to watch these videos of you talking about yourself before we hire you, or before we do any business dealings? Business dealings. We see that you are like this, or you've struggled with this, so therefore, well, I mean, who do I want to like make some fake person that I'm gonna present? Because I really thought like about that, like how I struggle with employment, and how it seems like everyone is making a job out of you know doing this stuff, but then it's like, subscribe, here's my super chats, give me money. I don't want to do that. I don't know. I'm obviously, um, I don't have my own income. I feel like a complete burden on my wife, and I struggle with that. But we were talking about good things, wins. So um, I was smart enough to be selected for National Science Foundation Science Camp, and they were going to track my scientific career. That did not happen. Yeah, yeah. So I was not successful in that. I was a little derailed. I got put behind a year in math in middle school, so I really couldn't keep up with the science. I was bumped up in science, but anyway, um, I did go to I did go to prep school. Did not do well there. Did not know how to study. Found out I'm dyslexic, so that kind of explains a few things. I think I'm autistic, um, ADHD, but I did also make it through um, some military training. So there's that. I was able to push myself through that, even though I went through with a not fully rehabilitated leg. I broke my leg, I think 6 months or a year before that, and I quit doing the physical therapy after I was able to walk without a cane, even though I wasn't able to. I didn't have full mobility back in my leg yet. Um, I still remember the doctor saying, from the looks of your leg, you know, it's not, it's still atrophied, and you know, but you know, make me proud, son. But I didn't. I dropped out of that. Not that I really wanted to drop out. I was basically struggled with the drink, and um, I moved away from home to sober up. And when I'd come home, I would stay with my sister, and she would throw a party every single time I would come up, and then I would get me. I would get. She would not. I would drink and take it too far and miss my drills and end up missing too many, and it took away my combat boots that I was really attached to because I broke them in. But yeah, I've overcome a lot of stuff. I didn't know it was dyslexia, but I had really had a hard time reading, especially in front of people. So like I generally would have to read. That would takes me a long time. I would have to. But reading in front of people, I used to stutter. I got through that, so I'm able to talk now. Just takes a lot of energy, but what else? Um, Managed to not be medicated. There's been a number of times where, I've been put on anti-anxiety medication, but I avoided other pharmaceutical interventions. But who knows? Like maybe my life would be completely fantastic if I was diagnosed with something sooner. Is there something that would make me think like a normal person? I don't know. Um, I did have somewhat of a normal life for a period of time. I did help with my daughters at different points, and was able to work, hold on a job for a little while. I did make a good amount of money for a year or two, and for some reason I made that out to be like that was my whole life, but it wasn't. Somehow the niche of selling cars worked for me. I don't know if it was the being able to memorize facts about cars, and I was shown everything on how to do it. Like the where I worked at was really had a good training program, and um, it was really the structure was fantastic because the managers would do examples of walkarounds, and showing different features, and that really just itched my nerd mind, and I was able to memorize all these facts, and I was able to present a show based upon the things that they liked. I would, I would do an interview, find out what they're looking for, and then show them what they were looking for. It was perfect. So I was successful at that until I followed all my managers to another store that was not was less structured and was a bargaining store versus a fixed price store. So there was negotiating, and that was I actually was able to do that for some reason, but then it got into the ethical. I saw what what the what they were doing, man. They were just thieving. Oh my goodness, man. And it seems like the poorer you were, the worse deal you got, and I was profiting off of poor people, and I couldn't do that anymore. And I think the string that broke the back was out of the blue, when I was after having like one of my best months. I made about $10,000 in a month, which was good for me. I sold 20, I don't know how many cars, 25 cars maybe. Like at one point, I sold 4 cars one day, went home, slept a couple hours, came back, sold 4 more cars. I think I sold, I don't know how many cars for the week, 15. So I was a machine. I knew if I had the right support, I had a good manager that actually the manager I followed helped me with that, so he worked, helped me with these deals, and we banged out a lot of cars and made a lot of money. And then out of the blue, I got a call because I had to answer my phone because I was in sales, so I actually had to answer my phone, which I don't do anymore. Um, and it was what is it? They changed the name, but it was Be the Match, and they asked if this was me, and they confirmed my identity, and they asked if I was still interested in donating bone marrow, and they told me that there was I don't remember all the details of the story because it's really, my memory's not so great. I think he was 4, like a 4-year-old boy that had disorder, and the family basically went through the entire registry, and I was the only one, and I was the last straw because I had a false positive for what do you call it? Hepatitis. Yeah, I actually got a vaccine for hepatitis, and at the time I was struggling, so I was donating plasma, and I went in to donate plasma, and I told them that I was recently, I cannot even say that word, and I ended up getting a false positive. I even got called and everything, and I had to clarify with my doctor because my doctor, gave me the stuff and like, tested, and I don't have that. So, but I couldn't donate plasma anymore, and that was a source of income that helped me survive anymore. But they knew that, when I signed up for the registry, and the family knew that, but they knew it was a false positive. I understood the what false positive is, and I donated my bone marrow, and I helped out this boy, and I received letters from the family, and um, I actually received something from them recently asking to share my story, and I don't know if they want to clip this, but I don't know. It was really powerful for my wife. She brought it up recently because I don't know. I don't remember why she brought it up, but she was telling me about what the nurses and the people who worked in the hospital were experiencing, and shared with her a lot of that. I don't remember, because I have a bad memory, and also because I was sedated. But they were really moved because they they knew I didn't know the the boy that my bone marrow was going to. But I was told about this, but I don't understand why that's a big deal. Because, like, why wouldn't you? Like, how could I say no? Like, how could I say no and go on living my life thinking, like, oh, there was this boy that needed my help, and I didn't want to feel uncomfortable for a short period of time. It was never a question of if I was going to do that or not, so I did. And from my understanding, he's he's was able to live. I don't wasn't able. I didn't know how to respond. I didn't know how to respond to the family that wrote to me. I don't. I don't know how to take praise or anything. They wrote some really beautiful letters, and I really meant a lot to me and my wife and my family. I did share that with my mom, and he sounds like a really wonderful boy, and I hope he's been able to live a long life, at least a few more years or something. And I one of the hospital workers told my wife that if I've ever done anything in my life, that you know that this was my mitzvah. And so in relation to um, my other struggles, maybe that makes it okay. I don't know. Is there any redemption? Is there anything you can do in this life that's fully redeeming, or that will give you a sense of peace? I don't know. But this is something I did a number of years ago that changed my life. I couldn't sell cars anymore, and I couldn't feel good about the way I was making making money. So I stopped doing that. I tried to go back to doing that. I just, yeah, I couldn't get back into that. And yeah, went back to school. I wanted to help um, help people with pain management. So I wanted to become a massage therapist and potentially, go from there. But had an experience that was pretty traumatic, and wasn't able to get out of my burnout. Actually burnt out back in school, and now knowing like that's what that is, but I still was able to give the graduation speech. I still was managed to be put on student council, and I was a part of a veterans group and a number of other groups, and I volunteered and I did stuff, and then I burnt up like toast. So I am capable of doing stuff like, so I imagine um, if I figure out how to support myself and not go full throttle or get touched inappropriately by a teacher, and yeah, I could probably do pretty well. And I also imagine like how the thing that made me chuckle was how much I'm oversharing, and how um, the bone marrow donation place probably would not want to be associated with me. Yeah, so that's. But I just wanted to share a little bit of the other side of the coin. Heads or tails, same coin, left, right, same scale. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. Don't like, don't share, don't subscribe. Do what you want. Have a great day.